I just want to close, if it's okay to ask you to share um, two joyful moments that you had shared before we started our interview, which was how you got to be on the Jennifer Hudson show and how you got to be recognized as an inspired change maker by the New York Giants. Please share those stories.
Well, what happened was, God, what happened was
Mhm.
for the Jennifer Hudson show, my daughter did tell me she wrote in. We had visited the Jennifer Hudson show back in October when I was out for the Holly Rod Foundation annual gala. While we were there, we visited the show. And while we were there was a mother-daughter there. And the daughter had wrote in about her mom's work, I think working in the prison system with reform. And my daughter was like, wow, mom, you do some amazing things too. I should write in about you. I was like, okay, whatever. Didn't think anything of it. And then Naya calls me, Mom, I wrote into the Jennifer Hudson show. I said, okay. And they want to meet with us. I said, okay. So we did a Zoom call on a Tuesday. They heard more about our story, 'cause assuming Naya sent them information about us. And they said, it was towards the end of the season and that they were pretty much maxed out of the programs that they were going to do. But they would get back to us. So that Friday, we got a call. Well, Naya got the call. She didn't tell me a lot of what was happening, but she said, "Well, Mom, they want you to come out to the show. However, they would like for you to be an audience guest. Jennifer is pretty much booked for the rest of the season, but they do want to put you on their YouTube channel and talk about your story because they have this new platform where they're letting people share their inspirational stories." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I flew out on Sunday. Aya and I went to the studio on that Monday. The producers came out. They, told me they had a couple of questions for me. They wanted to make sure that I understood that right after the show, they would have one of their producers bring a camera and I'll go over to the side. They'll ask me these questions about the organization and work we do. And that would
Mhm.
be that. So I said, okay. I said, well, do you think it's possible for me to get a picture with Jennifer that day? She's one of my favorites. I've been watching her since American Idol. I love her. And they were like, "Oh, well, Jennifer's really booked up. Unfortunately, it wouldn't happen at this time, but maybe if you come back another time, we can get that done." So I'm like, "No, okay, no big deal. At least we'll get our story told." And that was important for me to be able to get the honor and the privilege to be able to share our story on a platform that has JHud in it. That was good enough for me. And I
Mhm.
was at the happy place. So cool.
Mhm.
So, while we're sitting in the audience, my daughter says to me, I had put my glasses on because I'm trying to see when Jennifer comes out. And my daughter said, "Was Mom, take your glasses off." I was like, "No, I'm not taking my glasses off. I need to see Jennifer." And she said, "Mom, the cameras are all around." I said, "I know, but I need to see the show." So long story short, I see this camera come over by me. Didn't think anything of it. But I was like, okay, if I'm going to get a glimpse of being on television, I don't want them to see me with my glasses on. So next thing I know, Jennifer comes out. I'm squinting to try to see it because my daughter made me take my glasses off. And she's talking about the agenda, which was her son surprising her with a song, which was a beautiful segment. To hear her love and how proud she was of her son was amazing. And then, right after that segment, she goes, "And we have two amazing women in the audience that has such an inspirational story." And she goes, "Nadine and Naya, come on down." And I'm stunned. I'm like truly stunned because remember, I was already prepared to just speak off camera and not to see her or even sit on the sofa. So I was,
Mhm.
yeah, to say the least, I was overwhelmed. And I think people don't know, but I rarely get speechless. I was stunned to say the least. If you saw the episode, you see me speechless for the very first time. My daughter did an amazing job, and then I did
That
come
was
back.
hilarious.
So it was such an honor and a privilege to meet Jennifer. And yeah, they got me good. That was a surprise that I did not see coming, but a pleasant surprise.